What's up, TRICOLOGY family, and welcome back to another episode of the TRICOLOGY News Talk. And today we're going to be talking about the winners of the Final Four. We're going to be talking about WRESTLEMANIA, and we're going to be talking about everything that happened at this year's CINEMACON. And we got a movie review for y'all today. So let's not waste time. Let's get started to our first discussion. So, the 2024 NCAA Men and Women's Division basketball champions are now, for the men's side, it's UConn, and for the women, it's South Carolina. And for the first time ever, the women's side draw more attention than the men's side. That's something to look at too. So, and now that we got our this year's champions, it's going to be very interesting who's going to win next year. So, by the time being, but we'll have to wait till next year's March Madness. And with that being said, now let's go over what happened at this year's WrestleMania. And of course, you know, this year's WrestleMania 40 was held in Philadelphia at the Eagles Stadium. So let's go over both night cards. So for night one, we had Rhea Ripley defeating Becky Lynch to retain the Women's World Championship. And the six-pack tag team ladder match for the undisputed WWE tag team titles, which means both set of titles had to be retrieved for the match to end. Now, A-Town Down Under won the SmackDown tag team championships, and the Awesome Truth won the Raw tag team championships, respectively. Then we had Rey Mysterio and Andrade defeated Santos Escobar and Dirty Dom Mysterio. And in a brother versus brother match, we had Jey Uso defeating Jimmy Uso. And then in a 6-woman tag team match, we had Jade Cargill, Bianca Belair, and Naomi defeating Damage Control. And then we had Sami Zayn defeating Gunther, ending his 666-day reign as Intercontinental Champion to become the new IC Champion. And then, in the main event of night one, we saw the return of The Rock as he teamed with his cousin Roman Reigns to defeat Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins. And with that, the stipulations for night two's main event will be held under Bloodline rules. And now, going to night two's card, we saw Drew McIntyre defeating Seth Rollins to become the new World Heavyweight Champion. But in the midst of his celebration, he taunted CM Punk, and he just kept his mouth shut. But nope, CM Punk retaliated, and before you know it, Damian Priest came out, cashed in his Money in the Bank contract on Drew McIntyre to become the new World Heavyweight Champion. So this is the second time in WrestleMania history that the Money in the Bank briefcase was cashed in successfully and won. And then, in the Philadelphia street fight, we saw Snoop Dogg as a guest commentator and Bubba Ray Dudley as a special guest referee as the Pride of Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits defeating the Final Testament of Karrion Kross and the AOP. LA Knight defeated AJ Styles. Logan Paul retained the WWE United States Championship in a triple threat match against Kevin Owens and Randy Orton. Bayley defeated Io Sky to become the new WWE Women's Champion. And then, in the main event, under Bloodline rules for the undisputed WWE Universal Championship, Cody Rhodes finally finished his story in what people would call it a Avengers Endgame moment in the final moments of the match. So yeah, Cody Rhodes defeated Roman Reigns to become the new undisputed WWE Universal Champion. So, man, let me tell you, WrestleMania 40 has to be one of the great WrestleManias of all time. Now, was it better than last year? I would have to give last year's WrestleMania more edge than this year. So, but beyond that, WrestleMania was definitely great. So, with that being said, we'll see y'all till next year for WrestleMania 41. And with that being said, now let's go over on what happened at this year's the CinemaCon. Now, Sony did not have a panel this year, which was very odd. But hey, it is what it is. But let's go over everything that happened at this year's CinemaCon. So, starting off with day one on Tuesday, Warner Brothers took the stage, and then we had the whole entire cast of Furiosa: A Mad Max Saga kick things off to high gear with the legendary director George Miller and their two primary cast, Anna Taylor-Joy and Chris Hemsworth, presenting the extended never-seen footage. And then we had Aosa Knight Sharman shared a sneak peek of the new trailer for her directorial debut of The Watchers, following by her father M. Night Shyamalan, ushering an instant preview for his upcoming film called The Trap. DC CEO Peter Safran debuted the first theatrical trailer for the Superman, the Christopher Reeve story, and then also James Gunn, even though he was not in Nintendo, but it showed like a video, a pre-tape video showing a official logo for the James Gunn Superman. So let me know in the comments below, what are your thoughts on the official logo of Superman? So I still have my a little thoughts on there, but hey, I'm gonna give it a shot. The only thing I'm worried about is see what the movie is gonna be like. So that's my only thing. And then Kevin Costner revealed new scenes from the first two parts of his 4-part Horizon the American Saga, and later received a standing ovation as he received the 2024 CinemaCon Visionary Award. Robert Pattinson and director Bo Jaharbaugh were on site to share the new trailer for Mickey 17. Then, Tim Burton joined the stage with Michael Keaton, Cameron O'Hare, Justin Timberlake, Will Dafoe, and Monica Barrera to provide the CinemaCon audience with a new footage for the long-awaited Beetlejuice. Tom Phillips took the stage for the worldwide premiere of the Joker 2 trailer, and then finally closed out with the audience showing their a look at the Warner Brothers upcoming 2025 slate, and then also Jack Black gave an update on the Minecraft movie as well. So that's everything that happened on on day one. And now going into day two, we had a presentation for the first time presenters from Angel Studios. CinemaCon audience was treated to a on-screen message from Alejandro Moraves, the director of Sound of Freedom and the corroborating film. The trailers for their upcoming releases called for Sight, Possible Trout, and Bohemian, and the Homestead were all shown before closing a trailer for the highly anticipated animated film David, that's coming out on Thanksgiving of next year. And then continue on with day two on that Wednesday. Lionsgate had a presentation. So the first thing they showed was the explosive first look footages for their upcoming action movies, that including Ballerina, which is a spinoff for the John Wick series, Shadow Force, The Killer's Game, and In the Gray. Then they came out swinging with with films that are currently in development, including Highlander, Naruto, Now You See Me 3, a new Blair Witch Project from Jason Blumhouse, and a Monopoly movie produced by Margot Robbie. So now, even though Margot Robbie is producing it, will she be in the movie as well? I mean, She was in Barbie, so anything can happen. Then we had a surprise appearance from Henry Cavill, pulling double duty, promoting both the Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare and In the Gray. Azia Sorata shared details about Good Fortune, Eli Roth, and Andre Greenberg, who also shared new footage of their most anticipated Borderlands. And then Halle Berry came out and showed a new trailer for her new horror movie called Never Let Go. Between the unreleased footage, then they show unreleased footage of The Crow and extended previews for The Strangers, Chapter 1, and CinemaCon audience could barely catch their breath when the house lights came back up after those extended previews. Then we got an announcement that Saw 11 got pushed back to 2025. Then we got new trailers, including a holiday release of the Best Christmas Pageant Ever movie, and the Mark Wahlberg lead Flight Frisk was shown before closing out the presentation with an explosive, never-before-seen footage of the new Michael Jackson biopic movie called Michael. And then to close out on that Wednesday, Universal and Focus Features presentation was had kicked off with extended clips from Despicable Me 4 and The Wild Robot, before with a chill in the air with an early sneak peeks of The Wolfman and Speak No Evil. Then we also got a confirmation that we will be getting a Five Nights at Freddy's sequel, and it showed like pictures with the animatronics went down to Jim Henson's shop, and then probably created some could be possibly some new characters may show up in the sequel. But yeah, we'll see how that goes. And then the cast of Twisters movie took the stage and showed the early footage of the film, which is kind of still in post production, and it is still scheduled to be released in July. Focus Film showed their upcoming slate trailers for Back to the Black, The Bike Riders, Conclave, and their first look of Nostalgia. And then they ended things with a light show on the Yellow Brick Road where everyone in their seats outfitting with a lights up temples that glow in the HUD, and a different gravity blows into the speakers. The cast of The Wicked, including Ariana Grande, Cynthia Michelle Young, Jonathan Blair, Jeff Goldblum, and including the director John M. Chow and the producer Mark Plant, all took the stage to the Emerald City, revealing exclusive, never before seen footages. So that's looking good there. And that's day 2 on Wednesday. And to close out, on day 3, on Thursday, first we had Paramount show a lot of announcements, including a untitled Damien Chazelle film, a new Star Trek Origins film, a G.I. Joe and Transformer crossover film, definitely looking forward to that, a rated R adaptation of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, so that's called The Last Ronin, and I'm excited for that one. And also we got a musical from South Park creators and Kendrick Lamar, so that's a interesting project there. We also got a new scary movie installment. Let me tell you this: Anna Fair, Regina Hall, and maybe the Wayans brothers don't come back for this one. I ain't interested. That's all I'm saying. Bring back the OGs. That's all I'm saying. And then we got a 3-part animation of the Avatar: The Last Airbender trilogy, a new SpongeBob SquarePants movie. Then we got a full cast of the Net Smurfs movie. We got a BG biopic from Ridley Scott. Then we got a remake of The Naked Gun and The Running Man, a new original horror entitled Vicious, and a theatrical re-release of The Interstellar, which was going to be released on 70mm and in IMAX and more. So definitely looking forward to that for people to go get to see Interstellar back in the theaters again. Then we got a brand new trailers debuted, including the If movie, A Quiet Place Day One, and also we saw a first looks of Sonic the Hedgehog 3. They didn't tell us who was going to be the voice of Shadow. I guess we're going to have to wait another while for that. They also gave a first look on the Transformers 1. That's going to be an animated film. And then also Smile 2 as well. So that's going to be very interesting. And then we got the first ever footage for the long-awaited sequel Gladiator 2 to close out the presentation with a huge round of applause for that. So that's going to be very interesting. And then lastly, Disney dropped announcements on what's coming down for their upcoming slate. And the CINEMACON audience saw the first look and extended scenes for Deadpool and Wolverine, Inside Out 2, Moana 2, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, Captain America: A Brave New World, Alien Romulus, The Amateur starring Remy Malek, and Mufasa the Lion King. We're also showing new trailers for The Young Man and the Sea, and Kinds of the Kindness was shown. And then to wrap things up, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, who appeared for during the Moana 2 presentation, also received the NA2NTO Spirit of the Industry Award for his commitment to the theatrical experience. So, if you ask me who had the better presentation, probably had to go to Paramount. They had a better presentation. Not to say the other presentation was really good, because I am excited for all those announcements, but I think Paramount did a great presentation this year. So, with that being said, let me know in the comments below who you thought had the better presentation and which announcements are you excited for, because I'm excited for all of them. And with that being said, to close out on that, now let's go into our movie review, and that's going to be on Civil War. And this was directed by Alex Garland, and which was really surprising that he put out a tweet saying like he's gonna retire of filmmaking. I'm like, after you made this movie and how beautifully shot it was, I'm like, you really gonna quit right now? But hey, that's his decision. I'm not gonna go too far from that. But hey, so in Civil War, in a dicey, in a future America, a team of military, war, photojournalists race through time as they tried to reach to Washington D.C. to talk to the president before rebel factions descend upon the White House. So let me just say this: they didn't do a lot of marketing for this film, because I think if they does, it say like, oh, this thing is too political and all that stuff. But let me just say this: this movie was never meant to be anything for politics. Never meant to be anything political and all that other stuff. No, this was just a regular action drama thriller disaster movie, and that was for it to entertain us. And that's exactly what it did. It did its job on that. And let me just say this. Like I said, even though this was not meant to be for politics or political, but it does send a message that if politics, the way it's going on in our world, in our society today, and if it continues to act up like this, then we will get a civil war in our hands, just like they shown in the movie in the next 10 years or the next couple years or so. So that's exactly what's going to happen. And then America is going to be divided by each state, by the north side, west side, east side, north, and everything else. Like you saw in the marketing of Civil War. So that's exactly about what's going to happen if this continue on to be like this. But anyhow, I think Kristen Dunn did a great job in her role. Kind of show you like how this character has been in these and saw and seen things, and while trying to do her job and all that stuff. Because let me tell you something, being a war journalist, the way I seen this movie, this ain't easy. Like you will see stuff, and then you have to do your job. Like take all these pictures and all this stuff in order to get to the news papers, like the news article website and all that other stuff. Just risking your life and all that stuff. So it was crazy. So, but and seeing the other journalists, what they have to go through, it's crazy. But yeah. Other than that, what else I can say? Like the cinematography was great, the story was great, just like to show that drama feel from each characters for what they had to go through in order to get to DC. So yeah, that it hit really hard right there. But let me just say this. I'll say this again. In today's society, America, if it continue to be politically divided the way it is, we will get a civil war in our hands. But other than that, this was a great A24 movie. They knocked it out in the park again. But other than that, I'm gonna give this movie I'll give this movie an A. This was definitely a great disaster movie. Definitely worth seeing in theaters. And also maybe worth seeing in worth adding to your collection to the Blu-rays. Yeah. So yeah, definitely a great movie to check out. So, but other than that, that's all I have for you guys today. If you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell when new episodes are uploaded. And of course, if you're listening on Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, or any other podcast streaming platform, don't forget to follow me there as well. But with that being said, this is Trico, and I'm signing off, y'all. Peace.